Let's go. Cheers, motherfuckers. Episode 1 of the podcast is on its way. My name is Alex Bloom, and I'm just going to rant for a little bit here and talk to you guys. How's everybody doing? 2020, right? What a fucking year. It's starting off pretty damn great. I'm not going to talk about it. Everybody's talking about it, but I'm not going to talk about it. I just want to start off by saying I hope that everybody's healthy. I hope that everybody's doing good. And I want to share some of my secrets to be able to stay healthy every day. Let me just go over here and grab some of the stuff that I take on a daily. Check it out. Not only do I highly recommend some good beer, if you can get it, it's kind of hard to find really good beer sometimes, but my favorite beer is the MIA Brewery Mega Mix. It's a pale ale, but it tastes like an IPA. It's fucking delicious. So here's a couple things I would recommend here. Number 1, fish oil, very important. Number 2, zinc. If you could combine it with anything, that would be great. It's just good to take on a daily. Good to keep you, it's good to keep you healthy. Garlic, especially. Some kind of multivitamin. I take some kind of gummy. That's good enough. And another thing, vitamin C, man. A lot of fucking vitamin C. Grab a lemon, chop it in half, squeeze in some water, and, I also would recommend that you go online and you check out, try to find some baking soda. Can't buy it in the stores. How weird is that, huh? Research the benefits of taking small, minute quantities of baking soda. I would say take a teaspoon and just the edge in a glass of water with half a lemon, swirl it around, chug it. The company that I recommend for baking soda is it's amazing. It's called Bob something. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna look it up here real quick. Okay, Bob's Red Mill. You can find it dirt cheap on iherb.com. That's IHERB.com. And it comes like in a purple bag, and that shit's a lifesaver. You'll never get sick. Try to drink that on the daily. And research the benefits. I don't have time to get into it right now. But that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. Just a little bit, just some tips to boost your immune system, of course. Try to get as much exercise as you can. Get out there. Run. Fucking ride your bike. Get in a sauna if you have access to it. Just keep your body warm. Keep your body hot. And keep those pores open and sweating as much as you can. This podcast is just going to be off rip. It's just an idea that I've had for a while. I just want to talk about music. I want to talk about things that interest me. As you can see, I am a musician. I am a drummer. I also play around with other things, other instruments as well. So, right off the bat, let's fucking talk about the state of music right now. A lot of people that are entertainers are fucking cancel culture phase 2 right now. It's cancel culture phase 2. Congratulations, you motherfuckers made it to phase 2. And I don't know, people got to find a solution now. This is getting crazy. Most musicians already have day jobs, but if you don't have a day job, you're going to have to come up with something real quick. And the clock is ticking because this is some fragile shit here. We can't be depending on something so fragile that can go away so quickly, just like all these gigs that were canceled in the past month. So I feel for you. I feel for everybody in the restaurant industry. I'm trying to, buy takeout from the family-owned restaurants in the area. It's tough, but keep your head up and keep going. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I have all these classic records over here on the floor in this bin. Let me see if I can show you guys here. Yeah, there's my records right there, and then right over in that treasure chest looking thing, I have some more records as well. I try to separate them by like more modern records and then like records from the past. So what I'm gonna do, just as like a segment, just to keep things rolling, keep things light, I'm gonna reach into this box without looking. I'm gonna pull a record out and I'm gonna talk about it. Every record I own is very special to me. It's very near and dear to my heart. I got it for a specific reason, either because it's a classic or because it's just a great fucking record. So let's kick it off and let's... Not looking. This feels about right. Alright, here we go. Fucking Zeppelin, of course. Fucking Zeppelin, and it's strangely enough, it's their last album, Coda. It's a great album of B-sides. Check that out. There they are. Last photo sessions. Great album, you know. It has one of Bonzo's shining moments on this record. This track right here. I think it's Bonzo's Montreal. And there it is. Swan Song, baby. Yeah. This album came out on the Swan Song label, which is Jimmy Page's label. After he split with Atlantic, he formed his own label, as everybody should. As we are learning now in 2020, you know, don't let people handle your music and don't let people handle your money. Try to do it all yourself. It's always gonna be a better result if you do that. You have more control. So this album came out in 1982, and it's great. It's great. If you're a Zeppelin fan, you need to have this in your collection. I know everybody it's underrated in a way. Not a lot of people talk about it, but it has a lot of great tracks. And it is their last record, their official last record. And post Bonzo's death, John Bonham died in such a horrible way. He went out on 40 shots of vodka. 40 shots of vodka. He was already a fucking hardcore alcoholic, but he went out on 40 shots of vodka. That's a lot of booze. And unfortunately, they were going to release another album, and they were in the recording process, and he just got a little boozed up. He got a little drunk on that sauce, man, and fucking... That's it. Life is fragile. You gotta keep a balance out there. You gotta be able to not only indulge, but not drown in the sauce. Alright, so now I'm gonna go in the treasure chest, which has some modern albums in there. Mostly records from like post 90, 89, 90. Let's see what I find. I didn't look. I'm going to do that every time. Yeah, Jack White Blunderbuss. His first solo record. Fantastic album. Released on Third Man. Released in 2012. Really important album for me. You know how sometimes you like put on a record and it brings you back. It takes you back to a certain time. This one really does it for me because I was just moving back to Florida. I was, just getting out of college. This record spoke to me, and it was just a really crucial record for the time where I was at. and the things I was feeling. Look how cool that picture is on the back there. Yeah, Nashville Electric Service, vultures perched on top, vulture perched on his shoulder, and this is my favorite. Check out the vulture with a quarter in his mouth. How symbolic is that, huh? Very cool. Have you guys seen Jack White live? He's a phenomenal performer. I would say the closest thing we have to a Jimmy Page of our generation, but of course, you know, a lot of people could say that about a lot of musicians. Jimmy was definitely one that was copied throughout the 80s. The whole hair metal scene, everybody was trying to look like Zepp and trying to emulate that. But when I think of Jimmy, I think of uniqueness. I think of like a fluidity, and just a master composer with a lot of blues influence, a lot of rock and roll influence, but also a lot of technicality as well. But not too clean, not too perfect, but 100% raw. Yeah, so, you know, every day that I wake up, I thank God that, you know, that we have, not only are we breathing, because every morning you wake up, and if there's air in your lungs, then that's a cause for celebration. Every day, if you can find some kind of reason to celebrate every fucking day, whether it be celebrate an accomplishment, celebrate a moment in your life that where you know, something good happened that day, or even celebrate, find a reason to celebrate, find some kind of reason to just go out there and just live it up. Do something different. Do something that scares you. A lot of people are afraid nowadays. We're so scared. So in our bubble. So, you know, sanitize this, clean that. Don't talk to that person. Now it's all about the 6 foot distance. So let me ask you this: if we don't allow our immune system to form challenges, then how the fuck are we going to be able to defend ourselves from these super viruses? And I think this is just the beginning. I think that, you know, moving forward, humanity is going to get hit by a lot of challenges, and only the fittest of the fittest will survive. That's just the way it is. You got to stay fit, and you got to find ways to survive, whether it be challenging your body with strenuous exercise or getting to that point where it just fucking hurts, you know, where, I don't know if you've ever been on a bike, just like really just like riding for like about more than 30 minutes. But when you get to that 20-minute point, you know, you start feeling it. You start feeling your legs, you start sweating a lot. And same could go with, like, you know, if you like to lift weights, same thing there. You know, in the beginning it hurts. You know, first time lifting weights, you're going to feel it the next day. And then it just becomes addicting, just like anything else. Like, I'm sure the first time you drank alcohol, it fucking burned. And there was a lot of burning sensation, and it just became really tasty after a while. But I would like to use this forum right now to, or at least this connection that we have online, to be able to share ideas, to be able to talk about interests, things that people connect on, you know. And I feel like the music community needs to stay close together. We're reaching we just got hit by some major challenges right now, and the only way that we're going to be able to overcome is by sticking together, and by not letting it dissolve, because it's already been dissolving. I mean, look at what's been going on since 2000. Everything's free, you know, and just because records had like a big boom in 2008 or 9, I would say, doesn't mean that that's going to last forever. I'm really happy to be able to have record stores everywhere, and they just keep popping up. But what if that all goes away someday? And I would hate for that to happen, because then everything would become a fucking commercial. And nobody wants that. And the only ones that can avoid that are the people, us. So let's fucking make it happen. Let's support our communities. It all starts in the community, I feel. The reason why communities crumble and the reason why things go away is because people get selfish. And there's a lot of fucking greed. And everybody's just thinking about themselves. So, as long as we're able to step out of our bodies and out of our minds and think instead of ourselves, think for other people, then I think that things are going to be all right. And take care of your fucking body. Your body's a fucking temple. It's your. You got to keep that shit clean. And whatever way you can find to do so, do it. And you got to listen to your body. You got to listen to your mind. It sends you messages. It tries to communicate with you. And if you try to ignore it, then you're gonna suffer the consequences. And also, if you try to live in a fucking bubble, when something penetrates that bubble, you're not gonna be ready to ward it off because the immune system needs practice, just like everything is fucking practice. If you don't practice, you won't get good in everything you do. And that's just the way it is. All right. So, moving forward, there is a lot of places in the world where I just feel that communities are just so much tighter and they're so much more interconnected. Just look at Italy, for example. The Italian people are such beautiful people, and they greet each other with a kiss, and they like to live together, and they like to be out on the streets together, and they ride silly ass mopeds everywhere, and they like to put tomato sauce on everything. But you see, as funny as that is, they're great people, man, and right now they're feeling it. They're feeling it. They're feeling the challenges of not being able to be together. But even though they can't be together, they're just opening those fucking windows. They're opening those big, those big wooden, just singing their hearts out, singing out to the streets, singing with their neighbors. The power of music, the way it can connect people, it can lift people up in a moment of pain and suffering like they're going through right now, just because they like to be interconnected with so many people. I feel like Florida has not been, where I'm at right now. Florida, it's so separated. Everything's so separated from each other that it is beneficial in times like these because everybody's in their own world. Everybody drives everywhere and things are kind of like it already felt like we had like a 6-foot distance between everybody already, but now it's even worse. But then there's places where everybody walks around and there's interaction and there's this kind of flow. It's like an ebb and flow. You can see that in places like Vancouver. You can see that in New York. The places that have the most community are the most affected right now, which is a damn shame. And but those are the most resilient people, and those are the most they got a lot of spirit. They got a lot of fight in them, and I believe they're gonna come on top, come through. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to go through my phone real quick, and I'm going to go and find a random ass fact. Some kind of little tidbit of history, and rant about it. I like to save a lot of bookmarks in my phone, and the ones that I save usually are of some sort of importance. something that is a good conversation starter. So I'm just going to randomly just... Okay. How about this, man? How about this? Jamaican expressions. Why do I have that saved? Who knows? But let's check some of these Jamaican patois. They call it patois. And I do live in Florida, you know. We got a lot of Caribbean cultures out here, but the Jamaicans are the most interesting, man. It's the way they talk. Alright, let's check this out. Have you guys seen fucking Tom Cruise's son? Holy shit. Google Tom Cruise's son. Okay? This guy literally thinks he's from the islands, man. Alright? This guy is fucking living in plush LA and he thinks that he's from the islands, man. And he's talking that patois. Alright. You loud up the thing, right? To expose someone, dirty or bad business. I'm telling you right now, we gotta light up this thing, man. We gotta light up the thing, man. The thing right now that's going on with this whole coronavirus, we gotta light it up. Alright? Big heads them. Big heads them. Term used to refer to persons that have high positions in an organization. Ooh. Big heads them. Them big heads. They got big heads. Me G. That's already, like, we use that already. That's a term to refer to a respected person. Me G. You know? You're ramping. You're playing. Seat, yeah? Here it is. Seat, yeah? Alright. Wagonist. Someone who jumps on a cause but is not fundamentally committed. Just on for a ride. Okay. Alright. Should I do some more? Yeah? I don't want to keep dragging this on, but okay, let's do a couple more. Lick a shot. To open fire with a weapon. Lick a shot. Heading to good. Alright. Crazy. Mentally ill. You're heading to good. You're heading to good, man. You're crazy. You're mentally ill. Alright. What go on? What is going on? What is happening? What go on? Yeah, man. Those Jamaicans, man. Much love. Not only is the food delicious, but your people. Your people are holding it down. And the music, man. The fucking music. It's the best. Alright. Let's move it on up. Let's see what else I can find here. How about this? Have you guys seen another thing that's out right now that everybody's talking about? Gal Gadot. Actress Gal Gadot. She posted up a video of all these celebrities singing Imagine by John Lennon. Completely off tune. Everybody was. Totally didn't sound like the original song. Completely slandered it and destroyed it. But on top of that, they're all celebrities. There's thousands of people losing their jobs right now. And they're like, imagine all the people. It's easy if you try. They didn't even capture the cadence. Not even one of them did. Oh, man. It was painful to listen to. It was painful to watch, even though she's beautiful. I love Gal Gadot. But why don't we actually, John Lennon's rolling in his grave right now. He definitely, he's been rolling in his grave ever since Reagan's been elected. But, regardless, your boy's dead since 1980. Let's try to keep his spirit alive with some of his quotes, okay? This is one of my favorite John Lennon quotes right here. Life is what happens while you are busy making other plans. That's fucking beautiful. It's amazing. John Lennon was fucking a beautiful person. Don't fucking destroy his music with your shitty covers. Your selfie covers. people. Our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends, and I think I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. That's what's insane about it. John Lennon, the man. All right, me G. It's me G right there. All right, I think that's everybody's G, not just me G. It's you G. It's our G. All right, I'm gonna do another one. Yeah. You don't need anyone. You don't need anybody to tell you who you are or what you are. You are what you are. Very obvious. Okay, Lennon. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. A little too obvious. All right. All right. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. All right. Let's check out some things that are happening in the world right now. Let's rant about that. How about that? Well, so where do you guys like to get your news? I like to go to Google News. It's easily accessible. I keep the TV off. Throw away your television. Alright, don't even bother. Alright, let's see here. Alright. I'm not going to talk about it. Not even going to mention it. Not going to say the C word. Just like can't is a C word. Not going to say the... You know, the Rona. Not gonna talk about it. Okay. All right. Let's go to science. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Here we go. Good subject over here. Neanderthals, which are ancestors, you know, before the monkeys. After the monkeys. So first we were like these little bacteria floating around, you know, just like, and then we kind of like, you know, grew these like weird little tangly things and started swimming around the ocean, and then we became like some kind of fish type of deal, and then we figured out how to like go on land and become like some kind of like fuzzy little rat thing, and then we chill underground while the dinosaurs all died, and then we came back up under. We're like meerkats. We're like, oh, the coast is clear, and then we fucking just kept fucking as little rat people, and I skipped the reptile part first. All right, so we were in the ocean, then we turned into like reptiles, and then furry animal creatures, and then monkeys, and then Neanderthals. So it says here Neanderthals feasted on seafood, seabirds, perhaps even dolphins. Scientists say that a discovery in a seaside Portuguese cave further challenges popular images of Neanderthals as meat-eating brutes. Wow. So Neanderthals are often portrayed chowing down on mammoth meals and woolly rhino ribs. So our ancestors, all right, with their monkey teeth, were chewing down on woolly rhino. I wonder how they took down these woolly rhinos. I wonder what kind of tools they came up with. I'm sure you could look it up online, like ancient tools that they dug up from underground, you know, mixed in with the fossils and all that shit. But take down a fucking woolly. You seen Ice Age? Huh? You seen that shit? They took down Ray Romano? They took down your boy Ray Romano. And ate those ribs like fucking like Flintstone style, man. It's crazy. So archaeologists have previously found evidence that Neanderthals ate, collected, and wore jewelry fashioned from shellfish. They're so shellfish. Those Neanderthals, they were so shellfish. They were already wearing jewelry before they even had houses. All right? Trying to show off their shellfish. Oysters. The ones that couldn't find the pearls, they just wore the oyster shells. That was like fake gold. Yeah. The ones that actually found the pearls, they were able to make an actual necklace. Probably got robbed. Probably got like a fucking, to the back of the head. Pearls taken. Crazy. Shellfish, huh? But evidence they consumed large amounts of fish have been lacking. They weren't fans of the fish. But they were eating them woolly mammoths. They were taking those bad boys down. Some crazy shit. Anyway. How's everybody doing? Yeah, crazy world we live in. I like to be my age right now in the 90s. That'd be nice. There was a music industry then. We weren't so shellfish, stuck in our little devices. I mean, we had devices, we had devices for kids. We had devices for adults. We still have devices for adults. Now the devices for adults, the kids can use too. Those are called iPhones and all that stuff. But I feel like kids shouldn't be using that stuff. Kids, remember when we had the Game Boy? Remember when we just had a fucking Game Boy? How simple was life back then? So simple. You needed batteries to put into that fucking device. Alright? There was no backlight. What if you needed to play at night? Okay? Sun goes down, you're fucked. Now you have to buy the adapter that connects on the top of that motherfucker that shines like these little cheap bulbs, not even LED. Like these cheap little fucking light bulbs that keeps your screen lit up. And it was black and white. Black and white. Our grandparents used to fuck around with the black and white. They used to watch I Love Lucy and all that bullshit. And we were playing games in black and white. How hood fabulous. Oh. But we still did it. And I feel like we had a better childhood because of it. We were so spoiled. We couldn't just have full access to all the games. To find a game, we actually had to go to the store. We had to have our parents drive us to the store and ditch out the big bucks for that little box. A little cardboard box with the plastic on it. You had to rip the plastic off. And then, fucking take the game out. And it was about that big. And then you had to go because for some reason, there's always dust in that motherfucker. Dust in the cartridge is like sand in your car. You'll never get it out. Doesn't matter how much you blow, you're never gonna get it out. Anyway, kids got it all now. And I think Mother Nature is just sending a message right now. Like, motherfuckers. I could press the reset button whenever the fuck I want. And then we just gotta step back. We're like, oh, all right, Mother Nature. You're the boss. And I know this. I know Mother Nature's fury because I live in Florida. The fact that people even survive in Florida is already enough to be in awe about. It's crazy. And now they say that the hurricane season is coming for 2020 is expected to be huge. It's gonna fucking, we're gonna get hit by some monstrosities. So I hope you guys are ready. All you people that panic buyed and now you're just like using mad toilet paper. You're doing like the fucking, like you're doing like a toilet paper glove. You know, you just got like a fucking, like a, looking like a boxing glove of toilet paper. Even if you drop a couple of nuggets, you know, those little, and you got like, you're just wrapping your hand up and you're just fucking feeling all good about yourself because you got so much toilet paper. Hey, you better stock the fuck up because you better save that toilet paper because hurricane season is coming. And it's coming with a vengeance. It's coming like a Bruce, what's his name? Bruce Willis movie, alright? He's coming with a vengeance. What did they fucking call a hurricane Bruce Willis? And then like every time the news shows every time the news shows the hurricane coming closer and closer to the Florida coast, they just like put Bruce Willis's face right in the middle. That'd be fucking hilarious. And it's not even like good graphics. It's like a drag and drop type of like photocopy, and they use the same face. What generation Bruce Willis would they use? They'll definitely use this face. Yeah. I hope Bruce Willis is okay. I hope he doesn't get the sea. The sea. This. So, showed you a record from the past, showed you a record from closer to the future. Now I just want to talk about an album that's very, very good. It's just a really good album, and I really highly recommend it, even though I don't have it on vinyl yet. But you guys got to check this band out. They're called King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard. They're from Australia. I believe they're from Perth. They have like 80 albums. These kids are like 18 and 19. No, I'm kidding. They have a lot of albums. And every album has a different theme, has a different kind of style to it. They're very professional. Very skilled musicians. And this new album, Infest a Rat's Nest, I was lucky enough to see them in September in New Orleans. And they ripped. They fucking killed it. They went through styles like nothing, like if it was butter. They went from psychedelia to folk to rock to metal to thrash to boom and boom and boom. They just kept hitting you. It was like a... What was it like? I don't know. It was like a goddamn fucking M&M's bag of styles. Or Skittles. Just never know what color you're going to get. They're kaleidoscopic, baby. They're kaleidoscopics. So Infest a Rat's Nest, it's a great album. It has this element of thrash metal to it. First listen, it sounded to me like early Metallica, like Motorhead-ish. But it has a theme. It's a very interesting one, too. Something that's paralleling what we're all going through right now. What if, in the future, we get hit by a supervirus, a superbug, and the rich decide to go to Mars, the rebels, or the resistance, goes to Venus, and they end up having a showdown with the rich that are represented as rats on Mars, and we have to the people that are left behind. The people that couldn't afford the ticket to Mars, they have to find a way to get to Mars, and it's a nice sci-fi tale that all this sci-fi imagery that goes on in your head when you're listening to it. I'm sure that everybody will get something different out of it, but the music's great, the concept's awesome. I feel it now more than ever. You know, like what if the fucking the elites, the one percenters, what if they do decide to ditch this planet and they just decide to go to Mars and just leave us here to die? What if everybody just, we get hit by the super bug in the future? Something crazy. Something that turns your fucking insides into, like, like liquid. Like that, like something like, I don't know. Turns it into fucking ramen. It's a hot ramen. What if that happens? And then they just ditch it. They're like, we're out of here. We're going to Mars, baby. And they're still partying, They're like, Tesla's already invented this super bus that carries hundreds of people out at a time, but you have to be on a list to get out there. And they make it out there, and they have all this bubble civilization that's living out there and kicking it, living good. And we're left here on the old Earth. It's like, oh, and then they start talking in the future, like they're like, when they're talking on Mars, people that are born on Mars, they don't like to interact with the people that are born on Earth. They're like, when they find out that you're from Earth, they're like, oh, he's from Earth. Don't talk to that person. He's from Earth. He's an earther. All right? He's an earther. He's garbage. He's a garbage man. He's from Earth. Oh my God. If it gets to that point, we're all screwed. Loyally screwed. And we're gonna have to make it to Mars. We're gonna have to find a way to get to Mars too and join the party. Because nobody likes to be left out of the party. People, come on, you always find a way in. You always find a way in. Even if you can't get in, you better fucking find a way in. You better start selling some stock or entertain people and find a way to be either an entertainer or a song and dance man, or a DJ at least. I feel like being a DJ is like when all else fails, just be a DJ. When all else fails in life, okay? All your dreams are shattered. Every single one. Plan A through Z didn't work. You go back to D, you connect it with the J. But, yeah, I love to play music for people. But I would love to get paid for it. I feel like that would be great. So far, I'm like at plan C. So I still have a long way to go. I feel like I have a long way to go until I get to plan DJ. But we'll see. Future's bright. Or is it? I'm an optimist. I like to say that it is. I like to say that there's always, you just have to look at the positive things in life. You have to, especially when something shitty happens to you in life, like, for example, like at this moment in time right now, if you're one of the people that lost their job, if you're one of the people that just are struggling, let me tell you, I've been there. And that's why I feel like everybody has to go through it. If you've never gone through that, you're not a person. You're not a human. You're not an earther. All right? You gotta go through it. You gotta go through the struggle. You gotta go through the fucking obstacle course, baby. Because it builds character. It makes you stronger. It makes you wiser, because then you realize how good you had it when you had it. So then you treat people better. And you go back to your roots and you start going back to remembering the time that, money and other people weren't influencing you. Because it's so easy for money and other people to influence you. In a way, money is the ultimate virus. it gets in there. And it gets in there good. And it won't let you go. It's forever. But when you don't got it, some people say sayonara and they just jump off a building and they go nuts. Or some people say, wow, I've never felt this good. This is a moment to start brand new. This is a moment to reinvent myself. I feel like we all have that ability. Every morning when you wake up, you have the choice. So make it fucking happen. Right? But it's a fucking game. We gotta play it. It's a fucking game. And we gotta play it. This is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna light a candle. And I'm gonna leave you guys on a random thought. I'm just gonna leave you guys with the last thing in my mind. Okay? Because I got shit to do. I got records to spin. I got beers to drink. Alright, so let's light this candle here. Keep them... Light a candle every now and then. Live the good life. If it's scented, it's better. Just get something smelling good. Get a little lavender in there, a little lemon mint. A little something that says, zest in it. A little zesty. Something that says zesty. Just have a candle that says zesty on it. Look for it. You'll find it. Final thoughts. Okay? If you ever considered being in a cover band, fuck you. Because you're just human garbage. You're basically a walking karaoke machine. Okay? And you're profiting off of other people's music and playing it worse than the original. And you're only playing for fucking drunk people. Try playing on a professional level. Well, okay, of course, there's these touring fucking tribute bands. Those are the most garbage of them all. The ones that actually dress up like the bands. The ones that actually get up on stage. And they think, every morning they wake up. And they look themselves in the mirror like, I'm gonna do this today. And I'm gonna fucking be that guy. Be your own guy. Be your own guy. If you're living a life of imitation, there's some limitations to a life of imitation. So, be your fucking self. Be yourself is all that you can be. That's it. And that's why I started this podcast. So I can have a platform or this thing to be able to be myself. And on that note, I bid adieu. Have a great day, people. Stay alive.